ready to roll, rock and roll. It looks like it.
Rock and roller.
Yes,
What's
sir.
the payola? Yo, Main Trafford podcast episode 123. Yo, that's live.
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
You know what time it is. We made it to a healthy sequence of numbers.
Fantastic.
Yeah. You already know what time it is. It's two dems. The real is back. The real is back.
Come on.
You know what it is.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it, boys. Drop the aliases.
Don Corleone in the building, in the flesh.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Man's here, innit? Alive, breathing, well, healthy.
What more could you ask for?
Coming to airwaves right now. I was going to say near you, but it's right now.
What's going on? It's Eman G45. Welcome once again. No, that's a completely different thing. Sorry, I'm on my own YouTube thing.
Man's on the...
Yeah,
On the
it's
YT
Eman
flex.
G45. It's the G is solid. The full 5 is always silent. What else is there? The Black Mamba Dove, the Cheetah Yam,
Yes, sir.
the Prince of the East.
Do we have to use? Do we have to do a cheetah sound when you say cheetah? Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you gonna do? I
don't know
I don't
how
even know
to-
what's gonna come to my mind. I'm thinking about when the movie starts in MGM.
I really don't want to hear
That
no
lion's
cheetah
getting.
yams.
What is a cheetah sound?
I don't think they have a specific sound.
It's,
I don't know.
It's just a wild cat.
Fair.
Wild cats everywhere.
No,
You won't hear no complaints from me.
no Zach and them.
Nah,
There's-
exactly at all.
Hey, I saw a clip of him
Troy
doing
Bowen.
that. I saw a clip of him doing that bet on it, and he was getting it in. You know,
Yeah, he was getting busy.
he was.
respect to him.
He was on his knees.
Do you know what? For all jokes, they were entertaining films from our childhood. I don't hate them. I think two. I rather enjoy two.
Yeah, 2's not bad. 1 aged a bit, but 2's alright.
Two-
They were getting busy on that "Work It
Two.
Out" song.
Two,
Yeah.
they were really trying their very best to change the whole setup of school kids.
What do you mean?
That's the first time I noticed Vanessa Hudgens. That's the first
Oh,
time a lot
word?
of people noticed Vanessa.
Yeah.
That's the
It's a
first time
rude
a lot of
awakening.
people noticed
Boy.
Vanessa Hudgens. Yeah,
I want you to tell the people we back up.
Nowadays they got They got Euphoria in it. They got Euphoria to fill that.
Yeah, that is a weird thing to this is what we're gonna grow up on. That's, I
You
mean,
guys watched it?
Sydney
that's a
Sweeney.
That's a wild show.
nah. What is it about?
It's basically American Skins.
yeah, I think that's the best
It's
way to
basically that.
describe it.
What's that about?
You know how Skins is just like drugs, sex,
Yeah,
and just being in high school / I don't know if they were in college or uni.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just an Americanized version of it. Zendaya's in it.
Okay.
That Sweeney girl's in it. I can't remember. Sydney Sweeney's in it.
double did them and I need them.
Condensed milk. But yeah, it's all right. It's a decent. It's an okay show. It's an all right show.
Okay.
But yeah, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about High School Musical.
Fellas.
That's how we got onto that topic.
Let me get the topics up.
Hit me with the first one.
Would you guys do a 4-day week? 4-day work week?
Oh, they better. And listen, everyone who's involved in that experiment, you work your asses off. I don't care. Prove that there's no productivity doesn't drop off. It's vital. This could be one of the most important things to ever happen.
Doesn't make sense.
Why not?
You have to include all businesses as well.
Oh yes, no. But then I think it'd be.
If it's just a small sector, then
Nah,
of course they might
I
stop
hear
the
what
whole
you're
flow,
saying.
but everybody's still
But-
gonna do.
I don't think they're expecting all businesses to be able to do it. No one's expecting if you work retail, it's still gonna be the same. That industry is not gonna change because it thrives off of being able to be open close to 7 days a week. But say for example, if you work in, I don't know what sort of industry would you say, even for people who work in an office environment, it makes more sense. Bank holidays are fine, and you don't really notice less of a productivity. In fact, if anything, on a bank holiday week where I've had the Monday off, I'm probably more productive.
And them man use a Friday like it's kind of a throwaway day anyway.
Anyway, exactly. Most people don't work, or the intensity of work
It
on
just drops
Friday
on a Friday.
drops off dramatically.
Because they use the Thursday as the work go out day, and the Friday is haha, everyone's in hungover.
Yeah, well,
chilling.
Canary Wharf, they don't even be Friday's not even a real day. You're just there to show face, but they've all gone out on the Thursday and everyone's hungover on the Friday. You might as well get rid of it.
The only reason why I say E-man's correct. It's specific because even my job, I don't think we could do it because our team is an international team. So
okay,
if it was a thing worldwide, yeah. But on Friday, we just get a whole bunch of emails from a whole, across the world.
This is going to die. This is going to die. This is one reason why I don't book this particular.
I swear you beefed this mic, Bears.
Not just this one, that one as well.
Are they both
That
like?
mic is out.
Listen, oh my gosh.
Use a water bottle to hold it up somehow.
Make it make sense,
You
bro.
have to balance. Yeah, you might have to balance the water bottle on it.
Nah, I think the left hand will do the job. Pause.
I don't know about that. Fair.
But yeah, my department, it won't work. What about you? What your type of work, man? Would it work if you were to make it 4 days instead of 5? Would that increase lead times? I feel like it'd fuck shit up.
Without any slander, no,
It just wouldn't work.
never.
Fair enough.
It wouldn't work because of the customers that we have to provide for.
Yeah.
Not consumers, customers. So consumers meaning like the one individual, and the customers meaning like the corporations that deal with houses, building up apartments in London, so on and so forth. So no. In terms of production, never. The office, without slander, no.
Office could work,
Nah.
but it just depends where you work, innit?
Yeah, I think office
It's very much
It's
depends
all
where you
dependent on what industry you're in. I don't think it's meant to be for all industries. And to your point, like I think they just figure a way to work that out. Like a lot of countries are different and have different practices. Do you know what I mean? As in, no country is the same. I feel like America's off every 2 weeks because of some
They always have
holiday.
a bank holiday.
Yeah.
I find it kind of funny, but I find it kind of sad as well.
What?
Well, how they have so many bank holidays, or just the whole 4-day work week. That type
Yeah,
thing.
man. When they have their bank holidays, they just, they have a dream, and then the next thing they're just doing it their minute.
It's sad because that country is a hellhole in terms of their employment and how it works and the limited amount of time off that they give their employees anyway.
Well, they have like 10 days, innit?
Yeah, they expect you to run into the ground, man.
Yeah, I'd like to do 4 days.
Some of the
personally.
dreams, they dream of dying. Some of them, man, because of like how hard
What
they
is
work.
it? It's capitalism, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Like,
And I don't think it's capitalism. I think it's just the best that we've ever had.
what
Yeah.
was that? So I didn't quite. No, I'm saying I didn't quite catch that. What do you mean?
I'm quoting lyrics, man. Don't worry.
Oh, it's the best side.
I'm quoting lyrics.
He got
Don't
you.
worry. Don't
He
worry,
did
man.
indeed.
But in terms of
consider myself
capitalism,
cool.
nah, it's not the case. It's just if you really want to look into it, it's legislation and how it's set. So there are some ways to actually help employees, which is to unionize. And once that is in place, then there's a lot of safeguards that companies can't actually run these individuals to the ground.
Right.
More importantly, I don't think it's capitalism, it's just selfishness. Because capitalism builds a nation in a proper way. It's just that people take elements of capitalism and they just magnify it to not what the whole concept is itself.
Yeah.
So if it's selfishness, for example, I was looking at West Coast Customs and
Exhibiting them, man.
that's picked my right. But then they obviously turn around and did their
Yo,
own
dog,
thing,
I heard you got you like fridges, so we put a fridge in your car.
Oh my god, you got the LED lights.
Tiffany Haddish was on an episode. Fun fact for you
No
guys.
way.
Yeah.
Mad. But yeah, so I was looking at the actual
It's just
What
falling
the
apart.
fuck?
Lord have mercy, bro.
He's
I don't know
like,
what's going on here. Yeah? I'm really holding on to this thing.
Jesus Christ.
believe it.
Bit by bit, it's falling
Yo,
apart.
that is fucked.
Yeah, we should book room 38 from that one, Steel.
Nah, we're never coming back in here.
This is
Actually, you know
why
what?
no.
Yo, what, Pirate, get your game up, man. This is a fucking joke.
This is why I just say 38. Yeah, I really.
Yeah, I hear you,
force
Steve.
You know what? We're a podcast of a reasonable size with some, a little bit of reach. Pirate, what is this? Room 37. Get your game up, man.
Make it happen, man.
This is embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
This is the clip for this week, and we're at in Pirate.
Yeah. joke.
They be emailing me every time we've had a session like, oh, how did you find it? After this, I'm giving you a 1.
Listen, if we come here,
I've already told him to fix it as well. Mugs.
listen, if we come back here and our crows don't work,
You see, this is what I'm talking about.
I'm blaming you two.
Listen, this is what I'm talking about. Selfishness. They're just taking the allocation of money and then putting it somewhere else. Anyway, back to West Coast Customs. The guy would make so much money, over promise and overwork all of his colleagues, not pay them enough, and then not put the facilities to actually make sure that these individuals can thrive in just in their certain sections. So if somebody's an electrician, it's not they're doing 3 cars and they have to finish those 3 cars within 3 days. Like there might be 4 other individuals. If you look at Yanamais is probably the best example, because he hires more individuals to facilitate how many cars he can wrap.
Yeah.
How many customizations that you can do. So it's not just the two individuals. I don't know if they're Nepalese, but if they kind of look like Nepalese. If the 2 Nepalese individuals, it's not just them just rapping. There's a whole array of, like, there's a whole team. Whereas West Coast Customs, it's just take the money, put it in my pocket, fat out my pockets, fat out my situation, and then everybody else work hard because you work for me. So in the United States, it's completely different. There's no legislation like that to actually be put in place to say that, yo, you guys really need to make sure that everything's in place. Just
protect the people, innit? That's all. That's all. That's how I see it. You know, at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to be working. So things like 4-day weeks, I reckon you'll see crazy shit, like people's mental improve. I do think would see an increase in the output that people will give. I think people might start to give a shit a bit more. And it's just nice to have a longer weekend.
It will definitely become a thing, because like in this post-COVID world, which we're going to call, like, they dropped the whole, you know, everybody working in offices. So it's going to be down to the company you work for. So you know how there's hybrid working now, it's kind of a thing now. Or there's companies who just completely sold off all of their offices and told people, look, you're working from home from now on. It's definitely going to become a thing. It just depends. I don't know if it will ever become a universal thing.
Or why don't you just, I mean, well, before, I know in Islamic countries, Friday's like Sunday to us. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's their Sabbath. They just shut off. They don't work. Why don't we just do the same thing in the UK? Just shut everything down.
I saw somewhere that said that they're going to change that.
What?
I could be wrong.
In the Islamic countries?
I saw something in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates. I think they're going to change it. I could be wrong. I saw somebody that lives there post it. But I think they're changing that.
Cool.
But then again, it would make sense if Dubai did it, because it's kind of a more westernized view of that kind of thing. So I don't think it's a whole. Don't quote me on that. But I did see someone say that. I
don't think we could necessarily just shut down. But I think I get it, because there is an element of it that would be unfair on everyone. As in, certain people in certain industries won't be able to take advantage of it. But I think it wouldn't be possible just to shut down the whole, like, you just miss out so many parts of the economy.
No, before Sunday was closed, like every shop.
Oh, I
closed.
see what you're saying. Yeah,
I'm not saying shut down. You can't do that. But I'm talking about stores. Like, everybody just shuts down. Just you know, you do your, like, Sunday just being a day for yourself. I think that would probably be a lot more better than having a 4-day weekend, because.
I don't know. Would you? But like, in what sense? Because you arguably we already have that.
Places close at like 5.
Yeah.
Stores close at 5. People don't really have plans on Sundays, really.
Yeah.
People typically don't go out if you go out on a Sunday night, what are you doing?
That's a risky.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Go karaoke, bro.
What was I going to say? Let's get into the important part.
Down to the
what day would we prefer it to be? Would we rather have Friday off, or would we rather have Monday off? I'll kick off proceedings. I'd rather have Monday off.
I think Monday gets a bad rep. I don't like Mondays either, don't get me wrong. But I feel like we say Monday is the worst day of the week just because it's the day that starts the week. If we take it away from Monday, Monday will not become Tuesday. So everybody will hate Tuesday.
No, I don't think but I think the perception on Tuesday will be less harsh, because I look to the prime example of this is bank holiday weeks or weekends where you've had the Monday off. I don't look too badly on the Tuesday. I'm all right with going back. You know, it'd be nice to go back into work. You know, at that point you've had that extra day to kind of mentally prepare. I feel like you probably go out Saturday. I don't think the way people view Sunday would change that much. So you'd really use the other 2 days. You'd use Sunday and Monday to probably relax, and you'd go out Friday, Saturday still.
Right.
That would still be the case. I think going into Tuesday, people wouldn't view it so harshly.
Fair enough. I think I'd probably pick Friday just because it's just nice to have those 3 days in concession. But again, it's still technically the same thing if it's Monday.
Yeah.
And you avoid the whole Monday fatigue.
Yeah.
So, or you could do a wild card, take off a Wednesday,
Don't
Monday,
make it,
Tuesday, then chill.
Don't make
Thursday,
it the middle of the
Friday,
week.
then chill for 2
It
days.
would be so
yeah, but then
awkward.
it does inconvenience a lot of countries as well who are not doing the 4-day weekend.
But countries all around the world are different and have their different ways of working. I think people would just understand it. Like, it'll just
You know
become
what?
that thing. Like, I think
Siesta
a lot
in
of
Spain, innit? They take
you're
off
right.
an hour at 5 o'clock. Is it? There's like a nationwide siesta.
It's like 2 o'clock.
Something
2
like
o'clock.
that. Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
really
yeah.
pissed us off because we're looking to go to the shops. All shops are
Everything's
closed.
done.
Like, what's going on here? Oh yeah, we're going for a nap. Ooh.
Yeah, siesta, baby.
Yeah.
Japan's include. I think Japan, they kind of now enforcing naps into the workplace. Or not enforcing, but it's an option if you want to take it.
Imagine they come around to your desk. Oh, you
Don't
go
me.
sleep.
Nap.
Now,
An hour
15
later.
minutes.
Wake up, motherfucker. Sleep time's over.
over.
Wake up, little nigga. Hey. Nah, it'll be good. It'll be good,
Yeah.
but we'll see what happens. I don't know if it will become an actual thing, but it was just interesting. to me.
Everyone who is involved in that experiment,
Keep fighting the good fight.
the grind is now
Yeah.
for the betterment of the people.
Guys, how did Gunna outsell the weekend? Can someone explain?
I've been trying to work this out all weekend.
I know
All
how,
week.
but I'm just curious to know if you guys know.
His album has more songs on it, doesn't it?
Who Gunna's?
Yeah, than the Weeknd.
Yes.
He also had more features,
Yes.
and I really think the Pushin P meme put that album into another realm than it originally was.
She ain't lesbian for P. She turned lesbian.
Lesbian. She on her knee. That listen
What does lesbian mean?
means nothing. How did no one pull him out the studio?
Nah, she lesbian, but she play.
Is that what that means?
She play.
Hey, can someone talk to Young Thug, please? What's going on?
I don't know, man.
Yeah. I
Okay.
just fuck a cup of water. I did. Get out. It's actually a bad song, but I love it.
It's so bad that it's good. It's one of those songs.
Do you know what Pusha P means though?
What does
He
Pusha P
doesn't even know
mean?
himself.
I saw the interview and I was like, yeah, he don't know what
He
it
is
means.
off a perk in that video as
Nah,
well.
Yeah.
So in Gunna's definition, pushing P means just keeping it.
It's
Player.
Almost keeping it trill, keeping it good. Just being confident in everything that you're doing, but more importantly, just doing it in style. Just pushing P. You're pushing it player. Just keeping it P. But the definition of the Urban Dictionary, boy,
What's the definition of the Urban Dictionary?
2 heterosexual males kissing anuses together.
Is that what pushing P means? That ain't P, y'all. That ain't P.
That's P.
That is not P.
He is so off a perk in that video. Oh my god, it's funny.
I love the Young Thug video where they go off the jet though. Like,
my
hey, yo,
fan
Alex,
said. My fan said that ain't P.
you see this, Alex? My fan told me you ain't P.
Funk is hilarious, man.
Kills me, man.
The best Funk video is when he got caught cheating, and then he was recording himself like, all my fans want us to get back together, and then he paused, did like a panoramic view of his whole outfit, like was like, make sure to get the Balenciagas in, and then he was like, oh no, but baby, let's try to get back together. Who in an apology video shows their whole outfit? Like, what?
He's just
What's the point?
He's an alien.
Nah, that's
I said that's P. You know what it is? So with this situation where he's outsold him, there's a few things, but I think Gunna definitely deserves a lot of recognition and a lot of credit for what he's done, because I think that's the best numbers he's done yet as well.
Yeah.
So, and it just shows how popular he is in the US and how rap is still the #1 genre. For the weekend, it's a mix of things.
What did After Hours do?
After I was in the 400k.
What the fuck?
So what happened? Well, this is what I'm hearing has happened. Is basically there was a rule. So this did happen. There was a rule change. So there was a rule change, maybe midway through 2021, where they've taken off merchandise sales
Yeah.
and concert sales. So those two have been stripped off of album sales. So the sales for After Hours were slightly more than usual because of that. And without those extra caveats and the fact that After Hours was sold physically as well, After Hours would have done, if it was just digitally only how Dawn FM did, After Hours would have done the exact same numbers as Dawn FM.
Oh, okay. So this is just his realm, really.
So
then.
essentially, this is more or less his level in the new streaming era. Obviously, he would have done more if he had physical, but Gunna didn't have physical either. Gunna and Weeknd did the exact same things. They just did digital only albums, and they both discounted their albums. So it's definitely a like for like comparison.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I wouldn't even say I couldn't even point to quality because, I mean, we did our reviews last week. I wasn't. Oh, was it last week? It'd have been the week before. I wasn't particularly crazy about either album, so it's not even a case of quality for me. It's just it was very shocking to see that. And the Weeknd's coming off probably the biggest period of his
career.
life.
Yeah.
Blinding Lights was one of the biggest songs.
Do you know what I think? Also, a good comparison would be, you know, when Ye put out Graduation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Graduation was at that time, in fact, probably still to this day, his best period commercially. Like he had Stronger, he had Flashing Lights, he had a whole bunch of hits on that album. He sold 800k, maybe even more, 900k.
This is when he went head to head with 50.
Yeah, and he completely washed 50. Next album,
I don't say that. Completely washed him.
Wasn't it by nearly 200,000?
Let's just.
no, it's actually quite close. Actually,
Oh, was
Let's
it
just
closer?
respect 50.
it was like 100k difference.
I'm saying
okay, that's
respect
not
50,
bad.
innit?
And then he put out 808s next, which is super experimental, super left, and not as charty. And I feel the same way with Dawn FM. Dawn FM isn't as charty. It's quite experimental. As After Hours is more of like a bigger,
I get
further reaching project. So that's why I think there's also the disparity, because I loved it. If you look online, it's quite mixed, but when you look critically, it's critically acclaimed. So I think he lost that extra element. If he had put out After Hours 2, I think he would have sold more.
Yeah.
So I think that's my explanation as to why I think he didn't sell as much as Gunna.
I get it. It's interesting. It was a very interesting battle, and it just did not expect it to go that way.
I was completely just shocked.
Purely because the fact that, you know,
It's more impressive for Gunna, you know.
100%.
Genuinely, like I look
he
at
has
it,
to
like,
take
wow,
that as a
big,
massive win.
That's P.
For
The SP.
that might be the most P thing to ever happen.
It really is. Like you gotta give him credit. Like people looked at him almost like he's one of Thug's, I don't know, like miniature people, like one of his followers, but he definitely stepped into his own and claimed.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It'll be interesting to see if there'll be any more of those sort of situations this year, which I'm sure we'll
maybe
see.
because even Adele didn't crack a mill.
Yeah,
and we didn't really speak about it. We were certain
that would happen.
Yeah. So these new rules have definitely cooked things a little bit. So
I think they should. I didn't think they should have. I don't know. See, someone really rigged the game, and I think
It was Frank Ocean.
no, it wasn't
that was
Frank.
Travis Scott.
So Travis, but there was a week. So Demo Lanes and What's It didn't go number one, but the album that did that particular
Oh yeah, they
week
did the madness, didn't they?
finessed it.
Yeah,
and that's what changed the rules. But I don't think it's something they should have got away with. I think they should have put more stricter rules on it because it's just more interesting for us, and it is nicer to see. Yes, it is inflated numbers, but it just makes it more interesting.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I think it's a more accurate reflection as well. If I want to buy a T-shirt and I get the album with it,
The album is still there.
Exactly,
essentially.
yeah.
But yeah,
Was it Nicki Minaj?
well, Nicki came out crying about it because Trav did it.
Yeah.
But she did the same thing. So
both
I don't
done the
really know
same
why
thing.
she was so hyped. But that, I mean, you know how Nicki
No,
be.
it was Jay-Z.
Which one? The Samsung deal. Where he sold
Yeah,
500k to
Yes.
Rihanna did the same. RIA said we ain't recognizing this.
Yeah, it was a Samsung. So they attempted to do that, and of course, someone tried. Well, of course, everybody tried to buy it 20
A
times.
really first week.
Yeah.
What was the one when we just woke up and the album was on our phone and it wasn't deletable?
Yeah, you couldn't get rid of it. Brazy. Capitalism, baby.
That was sickening. I don't care what sort of deal you guys have going on. I ain't listening to that album.
I listen to no Bono. Get that shit off my phone. That ain't P, yo. That ain't P.
What's their most popular song?
Who? U2.
Yeah.
I know a beautiful day. That's the only one, but that's because of football.
Oh,
It's a beautiful day.
I'm trying
Them
to
white
think.
boys are getting it in.
Yeah, they be getting busy. And every time I close my eyes.
Who's that? That's not them. is it?
Yeah.
Who is it?
I don't know.
And I miss you, babe. And
Yeah.
I don't,
don't
wanna
wanna
miss
miss
a
a thing.
thing. I don't know who that
I
is.
just remember that from that film Armageddon. What? It was
Armageddon.
Armageddon, yeah, it was a song for that film. Because Liv Tyler, the actress in the film, her dad is the lead singer of the band that sang it.
Oh, fair enough.
Do what you want with that information.
There you have it.
There you have it, folks.
Have it, y'all. But yeah, no. Shout outs to Gunna. Shout out to the weekend.
Congratulations, man. Yeah, shouts out.
There's no real
There's no
losers.
shame in being number two, really. I mean,
It
he's still a
happens.
premier artist, and his tour is going to do bonkers numbers when he's allowed to officially do it. 'Cause
Oh, yeah,
at the end of the
100%.
day, he still has some of the biggest songs of 2020 and 21, so he's fine. I don't think he's crying right now, and he's with Angelina Jolie, so
Speaking of numbers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
70 billion.
Mm.
If I gave you 70 billion right now, what would you use to spend it on?
I'll buy an island. Then, yeah, man, I'll build a church.
Why did you-
Eman Island.
yo,
Boy, listen, if I have 70 billion,
I don't even you can't really even think what you like. If that
I'll
enters
put
my
on
account, I don't even know what you do.
XRP,
Boy.
I'll exchange it, flip the money.
Whip and flip the work.
Of course.
NFTs in that.
No, not NFTs.
If I hear one more person say that word,
NFTs are just French tulips.
Man said French tulips
Yeah.
and gorillas. The reason why I said 70 billion is because Microsoft have acquired Activision Blizzard for 70 billion.
is Activision worth 70 billion?
Cash.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe not.
Probably sit like not too far away.
Not too far away.
They make a lot of money. Candy Crush,
But they
Call
said-
of Duty.
Yeah, they said cash. We'll give it to you cash right now. They said, yup, let's do this.
It's a very, very interesting deal.
Yo,
Yeah.
Bill's getting busy, man.
Oh, they ain't playing. And they
Nah.
ain't playing on two fronts. They ain't playing on the gaming front is interesting.
Very
It's quite interesting because for a few years now, Sony have been really killing it with their they've been killing it.
Exclusives.
They've been killing it from the beginning of since they've come about. Like they've basically dominated the console industry, and the games, the exclusives they've had have wiped Xbox off the face of the earth. Like there's so many. There's God of War. There's so many.
Yeah.
Whereas Xbox now only has maybe like 2 console sellers. So that's Halo and Forza. So what that's done now that they have Activision, they have Call of Duty, they have Diablo, they have a whole bunch of different third party games that they can potentially say, you know what, Sony, you had these lot before, we shared them before, you're not sharing them no more.
Yeah.
It's ours now.
I don't think they would do it. They won't do it.
The CEO came out and said that they're going to honor the current, it was very well worded. He
Yeah.
said they're going to honor the current contracts, and the games that are out now will continue to be cross platform. But there's a big chance they could turn around for the next COD and say, nah,
Yeah.
This is Xbox exclusive.
Xbox exclusive.
Will that switch up, do you think? I mean,
Man singing the Halo song. That song is hard, boy. What are you going to say to me?
do you think that will... Would you get an Xbox if they did that?
No, because I don't play COD, so this still doesn't affect me personally. But what I think is super smart, which is going to lend to what Eman's going to explain about the metaverse thing. The reason why this is so sick is because the only good thing that they have now. So basically, whenever a console comes out, Sony always wins, as far as Sony versus Microsoft.
Yes.
But Microsoft have a thing called Game Pass, which I said in the chat.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like the Netflix of gaming. You can go to a shop, say, hey, I'll pay £30 a month for your console and I'll have access to hundreds of games.
Yeah.
As opposed to you going to a shop, paying 400 quid for a console, then paying 50 quid each time you want a game.
Wait. How does that Game Pass work?
So the Game Pass is they sign you up for 2 years and you pay £30 a month, nothing up front.
Do I have to buy the console?
The console comes. You just pay 30 quid.
£30.
So if I pay £30 a month, I can get an Xbox. Oh, it's clean.
and the model is sick
Yeah.
because it saves consumers money.
In other words, it's like Netflix. It's like the Netflix of gaming. More importantly, it's environmentally friendly. You don't have to buy several plastic covers,
Absolutely.
discs, and all this other stuff.
And what, Xbox is backwards compatible as well, isn't it?
Yep.
How far backwards?
From Xbox One.
Oh, you guys have never Xbox One.
As in the first Xbox. Sorry,
you
not
guys have never
Xbox
seen
One,
me.
the first Xbox. It's a brilliant, it's a fucking brilliant model.
I'm out here.
And you know
And then-
what's so funny about
Wait, when did this come into effect?
It's been like that since
been- yeah.
Xbox One.
Yeah.
So who do I have to go to get this?
Anywhere that sells them, but they're quite rare to get right now. But they will become more and more available.
Who?
Morrison's.
Most?
One thing I was going to say quickly before we get into the bigger Microsoft issue is more so that Sony has been really anti-consumer.
Yeah.
So they've not allowed backwards compatibility from PS4.
Yeah.
They made PSN used to be free.
Yeah.
Now they've charged for it. So they've done a whole bunch of stuff that really hasn't been, because they're in the lead. They don't care.
Yeah.
But now with Microsoft doing this, they're telling Sony, listen, fix up, boy, because
No.
we coming for your food.
I can't believe it. I'm getting an Xbox.
Hey man, Halo bangs. So
That
I
idea
don't
is
blame
too
anybody.
clean.
And Sony will copy it, obviously, because it's such a good
Backwards
idea.
Like I don't like. And all I have to do is pay for £35 a month.
Yeah, bro, it's a good idea,
Boy, listen.
It's-
and Sony will definitely steal it.
I need
Sony
to
had
find
a
someone that
current
does this then.
They did the they were the first ones to do the style of like a Nintendo Wii, like interactive playing.
Yeah,
I don't know what the game was. Remind
The
me.
Wii is one of
This
the
was
biggest
PlayStation
letdowns
2.
ever.
This was PlayStation 2. What?
oh the one thing, I forgot what it's called, but I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. So they were the first ones to do it. So in terms of like the whole, I don't want to say metaverse, but virtual reality, I think they are probably trying to hide something away to try and shock Microsoft. But the fact that Microsoft has spent 70 billion on
Just
these games,
content.
yeah, just content alone, I think they can easily blow them out of the water.
And
Because now it attracts more consumers. PlayStation is not. Is it PlayStation or Xbox? They're not producing any more consoles. One of them is not producing any more.
no, they
consoles.
both are. They both
Okay,
are.
cool.
It's just that I think they're putting out less PS5s to deal with the demand, the fact that people can't get them.
Yeah.
So
That
they're
doesn't
putting
make
out
sense. Why would
PS4s.
you make that people want them and they're making?
I think they
less?
can. I think they can sell both, but I think the fact that there's so many PS4s out and people are still buying them, they can still sell them.
Yeah.
Whereas a
but I
PS5
don't-
is slightly rare to get.
Who's still buying a PS4?
People are still buying them. You go to like Nigeria, people are still buying them.
Okay,
Yeah, CX.
the man in Kex.
Yeah, CES.
Um, But I get okay. So why is the PS5 so hard to get?
PS5 is hard to get because of the whole issue of it launching during COVID.
Oh,
So people can go out to stores to get them. So they're only selling them online. So
Okay.
it created a whole bunch of issues, which has kind of been a snowball effect. You can still get them, and it's
has it-
slightly getting easier,
Okay.
but you have to be very alert. You basically got to get it as soon as it drops, type thing. It's basically like getting sneakers.
Oh, no, I'm not trying to get involved in that.
Same with the Xbox a little bit.
Oh, really?
You could get an Xbox Series S if you go to a store right now, but you can't get Xbox Series X.
Okay.
But either way, the Game Pass idea is a genius idea.
Yeah,
but
no, that is brilliant.
I think they're definitely doing this not to compete with Sony. They're doing this to compete with fucking Google. They're doing this to compete with everybody who's doing this metaverse race.
Yeah.
They're doing this because they want content. They don't really care. The gaming industry isn't that deep. They can still make peace from it, but it's not as lucrative as you're talking about this metaverse idea that they're going to push, because
Yeah.
they can get Oculus Rift to produce their headsets. They can, and Game Pass is also on PC as well. So it's a way bigger fight than what people think it to be. Than it's just being a Microsoft Sony thing. It's way
That
bigger
is
than that.
incredible.
So
If it comes to Sony, great, but I'll get an Xbox because of this. That is
Go for it, man.
brilliant.
Go for it. They got good games. I probably will get one at some point. I do miss playing Halo.
I think it's just the backwards compatibility which has really sold me. If we can go all the way back to one, like I could play SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Like I'm enjoying.
it's 15 years.
I'm up. I want you to tell the people.
Why don't you play 2K?
Nah, them games are trash.
I've not played any of the new ones.
Nah, don't waste
I
your
couldn't
time.
tell you.
I mean, I played one like I played it when 2K just got it. That was a while ago, so maybe my opinion on it. But I wasn't pleased with the change. It used to be made by a company called THQ.
Yeah, I remember those days.
But yeah, I really enjoyed those games fondly. It might be a case of I play them and then I'll be like, this is fucking shit.
Yeah, I played back San Andreas recently. It's still great, but
Which one?
it
The new
aged
one or the
poorly.
old one?
San Andreas,
Sorry,
GTA San,
Yeah.
the one that they put out again. I played it,
Okay.
Is it remastered? Is what you'd say?
kinda,
Yeah.
but it's it is still a classic. I'm not
They're
gonna
doing
say
everything but releasing the new GTA.
Take-Two are savages, man. That
What's going on
company,
at Rockstar?
I don't know.
They're
I don't
doing
know.
Bully 2. They've got the voices now.
I don't even know if that's coming out, boy.
Yeah, because they've promised that for years now, decades.
Bro, Rockstar, yeah, are the biggest thing. Is they used to be the guys. Everybody, and don't get me wrong, on a money level they are, but I feel like consumers are beginning to turn their back on them because they just become super anti-consumer. Like everything that they put out is GTA Online, and you have to pay money for shit on there.
No,
That's the only way you can play their shit.
I feel like they're missing a trick here. People clearly want a new GTA. You've got a massive fan base who would love a Bully 2.
Yeah,
One of the
classics, man.
nah, for real.
They got too many classics. They don't put out games that much anymore. They used to put out games every other year. Now, like, but in the past 10 years, maybe even 12 years, they've only put out 2 games. And the 10 years before that, they'd put out like 20 games.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
It's
it's
fucking
quality
crazy.
over quantity.
It is quality, but again, it's GTA Online. That's where it all changed.
If that next GTA is bad,
Nah, it'll still sell. That's the problem. It'll still sell. I just hope
they
it's
won't get
good.
this luxury again, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let's just hope if Microsoft buy Take-Two, it's over for everybody.
Let's get the cooking.
It's over. If they get Take-Two, brother, you might as well just shut it down.
Why?
You might as well shut it down.
Why?
What else is on our list of things to talk about? There's a few things. You wanted to talk about the NHS email.
Your time my time is now.
I said my time has come. My time is now.
Well.
Shouts out to Dr. Thugonomics John Cena.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have seen it, but pretty much we had a discussion. Was it episode 119?
Possibly.
119 or 11 or 120? Maybe one of those 2 episodes. We had a discussion. We were basically talking about how the government attempting to mandate vaccines for everybody, whilst some people may not necessarily want them because of fear or allergic reaction to certain chemicals and ingredients in the vaccine. So Demi was with full force saying that if you don't get it, it's your choice. Haha, if you lose your job. Ha. Yeah. And I was like, well, it's kind of mean. But I had a deeper thought about it before everything else had happened. So I was thinking there is 1.3 million workers currently at the moment within the NHS. If 1% of workers refuse to get the vaccine, that's 13,000. That in itself could bring the NHS down completely. Just 13,000 workers. And that's including doctors, including nurses. And this is not just specifically in one city. This is all over the country. And it could be very much a detriment to the NHS. And already they're dealing with backlog of appointments, surgery, treatments, so on and so forth. And then, of course, on top of that, because we have a nation that's filled up with a high obesity level, and also we have an Asian population, it creates even more problems. So Sajid Javid went up and said, how can we mandate the vaccines live on TV, on Sky News specifically, and everybody was silent, which I thought was kind of strange. It was very surreal because the fact that they just silent, I thought a lot of nurses would have just turned around and said, we should vaccinate these people, we should go ahead and do this.
Right.
One doctor came out and said, nah, we don't want to do this. I have many doctor friends, many colleagues who are doctors and some who are nurses who don't want to get the vaccine because we believe that natural immunity is far better than the vaccine. And plus, you also don't have the facility to compete with natural immunity by having to vaccinate people every single month. just to get the same level of immunity. Something I've been saying. Anyways, not only that, there's also another doctor that came out and said that we shouldn't get the vaccine. As of yet, she's only going to push the vaccine once she has more information on the vaccine, because this is something that's brand new. So she doesn't want to do that to her clients, her patients, because if she does that and something happens to them, then she would be liable in some way, shape or form. Of course, with the way the laws have been set up to speed run this vaccine, it's in favor of the doctors rather than the actual patients themselves. Anywho, the government right now have actually said that they're reconsidering the mandate of social workers and also NHS workers to get them vaccinated by April 1st, April Fools. Which I just think in some way, shape or form, actually I can't say that because otherwise it comes out wrong. I'm just going to say I think all of this is a madness. The way this has been handled is a madness, and I have nothing more to say about it. That's all.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
sick.
Because
Music?
no, because the thing is, sometimes when I be saying stuff, certain man out here could be dismissive, certain man don't want to listen. But all I'm saying is,
But that's just not true. I did listen to you. I agree with you. I don't think they
you
should.
fully said
I think they. I didn't
you're
want them
being
to
Mark, bro.
listen. Let me finish. I agree with you.
Yeah,
My
yeah, go on,
stance is, if that's the rules they're going to put in place, if we're having a discussion and that's what they wanted to do, it's a choice. That's actually amazing. It is a choice, but I don't think they should have done it. And that's wild.
Yeah.
You shouldn't enforce. I don't think they should enforce things on people. At the end of the day, I do believe get the vaccine, protect yourself, protect your family. We could have that discussion if you don't think it does it, natural immunity and whatnot. I don't mind, but I don't think people should be forced to do anything they don't want to do. That's just not gonna.
They just had to reconsider because of how much stress they're gonna put on NHS.
Well, yeah, no.
And more importantly, how many doctors are actually coming forward and saying that this is actually something completely different to what has been told by the government already, by their specialists.
I mean, if you're saying that, we already know the NHS is under an immense amount of pressure, and then you're saying they're going to lose a third of 13,000 to their workforce.
No, that's only if it's 1%.
Okay, well, even then, that's like, is that even best case scenario? That's like,
that's the best case scenario.
and then
1%.
what the potential for them to even continue to lose more? If it's a higher number, they're fucked.
If you're looking at tens,
it wasn't it wasn't realistic unless Boris Johnson plans on getting in the hospital and picking up a nursing degree. Like, even that, listen, we didn't even discuss that guy. He's a fucking twat. Like,
wow.
I don't think I've disliked a politician this much.
I think he's hilarious.
Oh, no,
I don't like him. I don't like him. No, but I think he's funny as fuck.
How does my man think he was going to get away with that?
You see the video where they asked him where he's been? He said, "So Boris, where have you been?" And he said, "I've been in the country."
I've been in the country.
Like, what do you mean you've been in the country? Like, what kind of question? What kind of answer is that?
Man, get him out. Keir Starmer's a twat as well. This is the easiest layup to be in opposition. I'm calling for his head. What?
Wow.
I don't think anything's gonna change, boy.
Nah, that's the worst thing.
I know. People are turning on him.
Fine.
They're easing the whole lockdown situation because they look at everything, and I think, as I've been saying before, some of the statistics have been skewed. Personal belief, and I think that when you look at the whole industry, when you look at complete different industries on how much is hurting and how much tax receipts they're getting, in a sense, I can understand why you would want to do that. And of course, with you being under fire, you might as well turn around and say, "Hey, yo, listen, lockdown finish, innit? Partial lockdown finish. Yeah, mask and that. If you don't want it, you don't want it."
Man just did it out of the blue.
Yeah.
Nah, anything to take the pressure off of himself, isn't it? Really, he's a joke, man.
Our country is a shambles. The only thing I'll say on the NHS thing, because I was quite like on the basis of I don't even want to discuss vaccines no more. I will say that logically speaking,
Yeah.
if you're gonna be, this is just me with a logic brain, nothing else involved. But let's say if you're gonna work a job where you are 1,000 times more likely to get in contact with somebody who has COVID,
Yeah.
I think it makes sense to say you need to be vaccinated.
Yeah. it does make
That
sense.
statement is, as a blanket statement, I'll die by that, right?
Yeah.
The second part of it is what I will say is that the way COVID is looking now, it seems to be on a downward trajectory, right? So if we use a bit of common sense and say, okay, look, doesn't seem like there's going to be a new variant, doesn't seem like it's going to get any worse than it is so far, touch wood, we don't know,
Yeah.
then there might be more scope to say, okay, let's not make this mandatory, but let's just try our best to educate people on it.
Yeah.
If you're unhappy about it and you don't have a medical reason, if you have a medical reason, I do think that they actually are letting people exempt if you have a legitimate medical reason why you can't take the vaccine. But if it's people who want to be educated on it, then they should educate them.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say on it.
Yeah. So the first point of first contact. But then again, if you listen to what the doctor said, he said just how natural immunity helps itself. Now, there are some individuals who are a lot weaker than others. We're not all the same. We don't all have the same strength.
Some of us are built different.
Yeah, 1,000%. A lot of us, well, everybody's built different. But you can definitely generalize in terms of health, in terms of health groups, in terms of demographic groups. So when you do look at it, it's like, yes, I think everybody should be vaccinated, but as the doctors have come out and said, we don't know what these vaccines can do and how far they can go. That's where
But sure,
they're
that's
coming from.
always been the case.
That's where they've come from.
It's always been the case
Like,
with every type of
even-
vaccine.
I mean, you who probably doesn't want to get the vaccine, you'll have a vaccine inside of you. You probably have the measles and mumps one
You got Hep B, baby.
from when we was a kid.
What them? What's your looking like? Is it that? Because mine looks like a crown.
Crown. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Did
the
it
mark.
leave a scar?
Yeah,
from-
did it leave a scar?
I don't think I had one.
Mine
I don't
did.
think I have a scar from it.
I've seen one. Yeah, it just looks horrible, man. It looks
peak.
like
Oh, allow them.
yeah, man. It looks like a burnt mark, man. You know,
Yeah.
after the scab comes off, it just looks like that. Yeah.
Bruh.
My one looks like a small, tiny crown. It's beautiful, but yeah,
Respect.
I just think play the numbers. That's just me. But I've been a numbers man.
Yeah.
I'm like, if COVID is gonna do me like this, and it will be 1,000% chance that it will happen, or the vaccine will do me like that, and it will just be. Well, I should say pause what I'm saying right now. If the vaccine is gonna do me like that, and there's 10% chance it's gonna happen,
yeah,
I'm gonna take the 10%. That's just me.
yeah.
But I understand everybody thinks about things differently.
At this point, I'm just over COVID, man.
Yes, same all my
Just
life.
get me out of this ghetto.
Yeah.
Get us out of here.
For real.
We starving.
Doug, for real, Doug.
I wanted to discuss the attack on Black Male Podcast right now.
Yeah, what's going on?
We're getting cooked.
I have no idea.
Someone said like, "Oh, do you know? At this point, if I date a man and he has a podcast, I'm gonna get him off the podcast." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Right. So I give you guys
They
context.
just like to complain.
They fucking love it.
This one doesn't make this makes no sense.
Do you know where it's coming from though?
What?
It's coming from that Fresh and Fit podcast. The one where those two guys.
man.
Yeah. They're making the block hot for all of us.
No. So, okay, I know. Actually, you know what? Continue, because I know exactly who these men are.
Yeah. I don't watch their podcast. I don't know anything. I just
I
saw
have.
the clip go viral.
What are they talking about?
Long story
Oh,
short.
bro.
Yeah, go on. Should I explain it? Or do you want to explain it?
Yeah, let me explain.
Yeah,
it,
go for it. 'Cause
Right,
I don't know too much on it.
Fresh and Fit, right? So there's Kevin Samuels. Yeah, whether you like him or not, I think the way he speaks on his content is along the same lines, but let's just say it's plagiarism, and then a whole bunch of waffle and toxic masculinity on Fresh and Fit.
Right.
Right. So I've seen these guys blow up from when they were like maybe 100,000 subscribers to 400,000 subscribers. I've been watching them, so I actually know what they're about. In terms of Kevin Samuels, he's talking about the personal development of actually becoming a better individual as a man. And he's also speaking to women in terms of, who do you really want to be? Do you really want to be this rowdy, or do you want to be this type of woman? Now,
Right.
that's the foundation of the conversation, right? In terms of Kevin Samuels, but these man, nah, it's funny because like, at first, if you watch Kevin Samuels, and you're probably gonna watch these guys, and you're probably gonna be like, yeah, you do agree, and then after a couple videos, it's like you man are just being very, very repetitive,
Right.
and then from that point, my intuition is like, let me go and research these guys. So, what do these guys do? These guys are dating coaches, life coaches that have a podcast, and they basically invite a bunch of women, beautiful women, young women, of course, and they have conversations about concepts about dating, marriage, polygamy, hypergamy, so on and so forth. Now, as I got into the research about both of these, man, there's one guy, his name is Fresh Prince CEO.
Yikes.
That
Fresh
guy,
Prince.
okay, the thing about that guy is that he says that he slept with 1,000 women.
Impressive.
That's gross.
I'm just like, okay, I take that back. That's not impressive.
I
You need
can't
to
back
go-
that.
you
Where
need
do
to
you
go
have
to
the
jail.
time?
You need to go to jail.
But he
His STI is going to be off the chart.
he says he
Yo.
slept with 1,000 women, right? But he was once a Christian.
He was once a Christian.
He was once. This is where you really need to get into it. He was once a Christian. Then he fell in love with one of the ladies in church. Yeah, and he got married. But the lady had a child,
Right.
right? So after 1 year, he decided to divorce the wife because he said he wasn't getting the attention that he needs, and he followed this lifestyle of Miami rich boys. You want to chill with the big boys.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
following
that sort of lifestyle.
you. Yeah.
What's my I've forgotten his name, but his name is Fit. So there's Fresh Prince CEO, and
And
then
then
there's
that's
Fit.
fit. Okay.
So Fit used to be a Fed, right, a federal agent himself, and he decided to leave that high status job and then go and start this podcast talking about women, talking about how
No way you left that job to do this podcast.
So go get a job back.
That's embarrassing.
he's making 6 figures
From the
enough.
podcast.
from the podcast. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So he has become very successful in terms of how much financial,
Yeah, he's gaining a lot.
what's the word? Financial, how much finance he's gained basically from that. But the advice they're giving is to individuals who might be broken from a relationship, and this is absolutely toxic. So what they're doing is they're talking to OnlyFans women who are getting money from selling feet, pictures of feet, sucking man off, paws, so on and so forth, pushing P.
At this point, that has to be the name of the episode. Right?
Like they're doing the whole lot. So basically, in the context of like their conversation, they do have conversation, but he's almost like, if I'm right, I'm right, but he is 10 times worse. And if you don't agree with him, he'll tell you to get out.
And he's told women on the show to get out.
He's told women to get out. It's not
Yeah,
even
I've seen a few clips.
because I've seen him do it with men. It's like, well, can you please leave? With women, it's like, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. You're talking too much, bitch. Get the fuck. He's super different, right? So now now people have actually picked that up and seen that's what's happened. Who's Lil Durk's girl?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't know.
Is it? I don't want to say Ivory Doll, but
No.
whatever. It's
It's some sort of doll.
it's some sort of doll.
It's a doll.
Cash doll?
Cat.
Nah,
No,
nah,
that's
it's not cash doll.
It's not Cash
No
Doll.
disrespect to that. No
disrespect.
disrespect.
Fuck, this is gonna annoy me. I'll Google it.
So
Carry on.
she went on there, and then she was disrespected. Well, she was she came in late. She went on the podcast. She was kind of having a side discussion. So imagine like there's 5 of us, and then me and some other guy were having a side talk whilst the podcast is still going on. Of course, it's going to affect the listenership because it's like, hold on, there's 2 different conversations happening currently at the moment. One person needs to speak, or we all need to speak on that concerning topic.
And then he told her to leave because of that.
He told her to get the fuck out.
There's a way of handling that though. You know what I mean?
there's a way of handling it, and he doesn't do it properly.
So the
I'm
two
not
clips
messing
that
with
went.
someone whose boyfriend is Little Dirk as well.
So that was clip number
He's
one
gonna
that went.
slide.
That was clip number one that went viral.
Yeah.
Clip number two that went viral was when they were discussing their dating preferences and
Yeah.
said that they don't date black women.
They don't date black women, and it's
Oh.
fair enough.
And
Nah,
since
to be honest,
then, the block
it's-
has been hot.
Yeah, it's fair enough if you don't date black women, but it's the way they went of it. So it was like, oh, we don't date night riders.
What am I supposed to do with that information? That doesn't
Yeah.
make you a better person.
We don't date night riders. We don't go to the dark sky. We don't go to the dark side. But it's like both of them
What
are
am I-
African.
that's just,
Actually, sorry. One is Sudanese, but he's like
He looks like
Asian.
he's mixed or Asian.
Yeah, he looks more
does.
Asian than I understand it. And then the other one, he's
He's
from
black.
Jamaica. He's black.
That's
And it's
just
like you're not making any sense.
That's just an embarrassing stance to have at this point. And
It's-
at this day and age, their age,
Facts,
like, it's,
facts.
like, everyone has their preference. Do what you want to do. And black women consistently say this as well. Like, it's fine. Like
Yeah,
who you
it's-
want to like.
yeah,
but
it's absolutely
Don't drag us down in the process of doing that. Yeah, what are you doing there? Yeah, read the room. Read the fucking look at society now. Like, why would you put out a clip like that where how things are right now?
Yeah.
And now we look stupid because of your stupidity.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I don't know why no one said that. Do these people not have people in the room? I'd be like, yo, come on, bro. Like,
Cut the cameras.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
but
real. Chill
I've-
on that.
I've been watching it, and then I've just had like that intuition where it's just like I don't really like these guys and how
No.
they're dealing with it. And
Clout is a hell of a drug as well because they
This-
kind of know that content's gonna go viral.
this is just the
100%.
tip of the iceberg. There's a whole bunch of rubbish that they've attempted to do, and it's just falling back on them. So then now, of course, a lot of people are just trying to get them out of it because it's like, well, you guys are stupid. The way you're handling yourselves is actually mad. And the guy called Fresh Prince CEO basically says, oh yeah, we got to move to girls, cold. So basically we'll go out in Miami, we'll go see the finest 10 out of 10s, we'll go say hi to them, come back to bed with us, this and that, boom, boom, boom. Turns out my man he went and got a girl and he's simping for her. So basically he'll pay her like 500 every single week just to be with her. And it's like,
Listen, man.
you're not making any sense, bro.
This guy's tricky.
They've made the block hot for us for no damn reason. We've been podding for 5 years. Yeah. We don't talk about that type of shit on here, and we never disrespect black women, period.
Nope.
So
And if we
for
ever
this
do
to be
talk about women and stuff, I mean, we talk about it from a very balanced point of view.
Absolutely.
We may come off of like, so I might come off and just say, all right, one extreme, but at least we'll try and get to the balance.
There's
point of view
nuance
where it's just
behind
like,
yeah.
this side and this side. How can we actually talk about it from here, and how can we actually come to a conclusion of where we should move as guys, as young men? But we don't talk about it on a daily basis. Oh well, every
Nah.
single episode. We don't talk about it like
it's
that.
very rare.
But these man, they've taken that sort of alpha man talk.
I just don't think that can
And
even be
just
your brand
heightened it.
anymore.
They've
Nah,
heightened it
it's
to
over.
a certain
It's-
point where it
it's
just doesn't
over.
make sense. And the men that they actually get in, who are talking about dating, who are talking about becoming a better man and so on and so forth, they all diss him. Like they all diss them, not in a subliminal context. So basically, they'll say there are certain attributes and certain characters that you should not be putting yourself in. You should not be maneuvering like that. And then they go on the podcast and they just be having normal conversation, but they obviously know that they're not them guys. They're not them.
It's just annoying though, bro, because
So-
they have an audience because of it, though.
They
You
have
know
an
what I'm
audience and they're
saying?
making
So
6 figures from that audience.
But who is that audience though?
you'd be surprised. We know what man them are like. Do you know
No,
what I'm
because the
saying?
thing is, a
Some man
lot
love
of
that
those
type shit.
people, they're not there to.
Sad,
They're
man.
not there to actually listen to the content. They're only there to see women get kicked out.
It's just
is crazy to me.
sensationalized, isn't it? Like there's nothing entertaining about that as well.
There was one episode where basically a lady almost pulled a gun on one of the guys. 'Cause she
Yeah,
was taking a piss. Sorry, they were taking a piss. And that was DJ Academics as well. So
Oh, surprise.
yeah, it's just
Yeah, Axe a wild boy.
yeah.
Listen, yeah, and ever since then, the Black Male Podcast coin has been going through the gutter, boy. So listen,
sad,
we just got to
though.
ride out the storm, lads. We'll be all right soon.
Yeah, no, soon comes.
But we got to make sure we highlight these things as
As, yeah,
stuff
we
we
do not
don't
stand
agree
with
with.
them.
Yeah, if you're listening to the Fresh and Fit podcast, I beg you just stop listening to them immediately because it will not benefit you in any way, shape, or form. It may even torment you. Just stop. There's no need. If you want to go and watch them, just watch them just to laugh at their face. But at the end of the day,
No one's gaining anything from
Yeah.
that. That is a joke.
Absolutely.
They can get to fuck.
And the worst thing is like, okay, cool, you are at the height of your whole podcast and you're doing successful. Congratulations. But where do you go from here? because the courses that they're selling is bogus.
Yeah.
And that's about dating women, how to talk to girls. Yeah, it's mad.
Listen, man, we don't fuck with Fresh and Fit.
And this is
1,000 women. You're lying,
it's got to be cap. When people have numbers like that, I'm just like, listen, man, we're all grown.
bro.
Yeah,
look
like,
at his face.
Just be
bro,
honest with yourself.
Nah.
It's okay.
What was I gonna say? I mean, you know, they're down bad when Brittany Renner's putting them in their place.
Yeah, I know. And her PR right now ain't looking too great.
Yeah,
but
so-
if people are siding with her, you know you're in trouble, boy.
That's a fact.
I watched Brittany Renner and Kevin Samuels, and that was a very calm conversation. Of course, they had certain topics where it was a bit different, but it was a very nice conversation to listen to, especially coming it from Brittany Renner's side.
Yeah.
But when these, childish, just childish. That's what it is. It's just childish.
Listen, man, if you want to listen to an amazingly balanced and well put together black
what I'm
male
saying?
podcast,
Come
Yes,
come to
sir.
Made in Chafford.
Come
You know what I'm saying? You don't want all those people up in your
Shut
videos, you know,
Shimon.
Talking smack.
Shimon.
come to death row.
Shimon.
It's so funny that Suge did that and just created a whole spiral of events because of that one thing. Like, that's crazy to me.
Shouts out to don't shout out to him.
You're gonna say shouts out to Suge?
Wow.
The thoughts of
I know it's not, I'm on a ledge on my own on that one. That's insane. That's
crazy.
not someone you want to be shouting out.
Music suggestions.
Oh,
What are you
it's
thinking?
Pusha T. Right, Pusha T and Babyface Ray. That song recently came out, and we just had a discussion just before Demi came in to start the podcast. We don't know what happened. We don't know what's going on with Pusha T. We just know that he's alive and he's
Yo, what is he doing?
taking care of his child, bro. Leave him alone.
He's taking care of bricks.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Pushing bricks.
Land Strip Chip, that's the name, yeah.
Push
Dance with the Devil.
Dance with the Devil. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Mine is Bin Himmer by Dom Valley. I don't really know too much about him, but I came across the song on TikTok, and it's one of the few songs I'd say I came across on TikTok, and the whole song is actually good. So yeah, there you have it.
There you have it.
All right.
Yeah, and said yours.
Oh shit. I might just say Push and P because there's a lot. It's the name of the episode.
It's already been in.
Push and
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What's the other song that I like on that album?
Push and P.
Living Wild. 'Cause he talks about his liver situation.
He had a liver situation.
Yeah, I think he went to hospital.
Okay, I'll take that song in properly. I think.
It's a good. It's probably one of his more introspective songs. I know his music is a bit.
Yeah,
It doesn't lend
trying to get
towards
into
it.
that.
But yeah, Living Wild is a really good song.
All right, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Main Chafford podcast episode 123. We don't fuck with the Fresh and Fit podcast, just to be clear.
No, we don't.
What are
Made in
the
Chafford,
other
baby.
take
Well,
homes?
hold on. We just don't like what they talk about and how they conduct it. That's all it is. I mean, if they do invite us, then hey, we're willing to come and have discussion and really debate about certain things.
Put him in a
but
spliff.
definitely what he said. That part.
Gets to know.
That part.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
All right, for real.
Until next time,
Until next time.
we out, baby.
Cool.